Heading out of the Slovakian village of Sonovo, out of Bratislava and Slovakia itself, into Hungary, or Magyarorszag, as a non-Hungarian speaker may mispronounce it, turning west along this ditch without straying onto the private land either side, past the old Soviet checkpoint along the busy Hungarian Route 150, come Slovakian Route 2 that skirts this international rail track, across the bridge over European Route E65, or is it E75? Down the slip road where at long last a map of the area can be found, although not quite as detailed as I would have liked it. Along this track where the bitter cold was starting to make me feel delirious, and just as I began to feel that I was in the middle of nowhere, I could see in the distance that, on the contrary, I was only a few hundred metres away from the exact geographical point where Slovakia, Hungary and Austria meet. The political significance and history of this European tripoint has led the three countries involved to turn the area into a sculpture park, where the various pieces on display promote unity and peace between the three countries. With a number of the pieces purposely taking on symbolic triangular shapes and three-way conversion points, it took a while to discover that it was this white obelisk that actually marked the geographical point in question. The coat of arms lion on the Slovakian side of the stone harks back to when this would have been Czechoslovakia, the lion representing the Czech rather than the Slovakian side of the country. Walking around the stone, I am now in Hungary, marked with an M here, and in a few more steps to the left I will be in Austria, or Österreich as German-speaking people on this side of the stone call it. Completing the circumference, I'll be back in Slovenska in a few more steps, which means I have crossed 3 European countries in less than 30 seconds. It is interesting to note that before the 1990s, I would not have been able to do this so freely, or at all, as this was once the heavily guarded Iron Curtain boundary between Western and Communist Europe. The section of barbed wire represents the miles of fencing that lined the border here until the late 1980s. It is a reminder of the many people who tried desperately to escape the Soviet regime and into the West from here during the Cold War, some successfully and some fatally. I have come across a number of online photos of this tri-nation table, where friends and family believe they have photographed themselves sitting in 3 different countries at the same time. Not wanting to disappoint, but the table is firmly in Austrian territory only. To truly be in Slovakia, Hungary and Austria at the same time, one can either hug the obelisk or just do some finger wiggling on top of it. If you wish to do the same, I thoroughly recommend not doing it in the middle of one of the coldest and harshest winters that Slovakia, Hungary and Austria have experienced in several years.